Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ABC Live. It's a privilege to be with you today. I am sorry coming to you very kind of late today. Unfortunately, I had to do so because of circumstances, ladies and gentlemen. But we are in for a very important presentation today, and I would like for those of you joining by way of Facebook to go on, please quickly hit your share button. Quickly hit your share button. This is a very important presentation, a very revealing presentation, and I would love to have every Ambazonian who can join and be on board. So please go ahead, hit your share button while I welcome all of you joining from ground zero, from ground one, from all of sub-Saharan Africa, from Europe, from the United Kingdom, from Canada, from USA, and of course, Mexico. They call it, Americans call it Mexico, but the Mexicans call it Mexico. That's what they pronounce it. So I want to welcome all of you because we know lots and lots of you Ambazonians out there in South America, Brazil, Mexico, Peru, Argentina, all these places. Thank you for tuning in for the most current report on the state of the Ambazonian struggle. So please go ahead, hit your share button, Do that very quickly before I come to you with the presentation proper. Again, I got a very special presentation that I like to bring to you today. But I'd like you to go ahead and quickly hit your share button because I want to see as many people as possible join the broadcast. Do that so that those watching by way of television, by way of satellite, won't have to be waiting for long. And while you do that, please, those of you watching by way of satellite, do not touch your remote. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go on, before we move on, I just like you to know if for any reason Facebook shuts us down in the course of this broadcast, for those of you watching by way of Facebook, please navigate over to YouTube. In case Facebook should shut us down. Navigate over to YouTube and just continue watching from there. They have been misbehaving a lot recently. So please, this is very important. Hit your share button again. This is very critical, ladies and gentlemen. Hit your share button. Let's get about 700 people in the next 5 minutes before I bring to you the very revealing presentation. Today, I'm going to be talking about the battles going on in the axis of Ngolke Tunjia, Bui in particular. Donga Mantun, talking about Nwa, where the Mbororos are causing some havoc in that community. We're going to be talking about those, and I'm going to be bringing in, if possible, some of our comrades who have first-class information about these events to bring us recent information there. So please stay tuned. Quickly hit your share button if you are just joining. Quickly hit your share button if you are just joining. Again, I am coming to you with what I consider to be an exclusive information on how the Agovc and the ADF combined of Cho Ayaba are selling, ladies and gentlemen, this revolution. And I do not come to you easily. When I come to you with such information, we mean what we bring to you. There is overwhelming evidence for what I bring to you. However, you know, we cannot spill everything here. We have to just inform you what you need to know, tell you what you need to know, and we end it there, and we explain to you why you should know it and the action you should be taking with that information. So please go ahead where the numbers are jumping now quickly. If you are just joining, please hit your share button. In a few minutes, I will bring that presentation, which I titled The State of the Ambazonia Restoration Struggle. The State of the Ambazonia Restoration Struggle. I will be bringing you that statement very, very soon. But before I get there, and while you hit your share button, I want to congratulate our restoration fighters, the Bui warriors, who are doing an incredible job, incredible job, giving La République du Cameroon a good match for their army and their money, plus their machinery. We have learned of reports of Bui warriors, decimating both man and equipment belonging to La République du Cameroon in the 2 weeks battle that has been going on now in Bui County, supported from Ngok, Tunja, Donga, Mantung, and other surrounding communities. At the interim government, we want to say thank you, Bui warriors. And our appeal is to every Ambazonian out here in the diaspora. You cannot go out to Bui to fight. You will never be able to go back there to fight. But what you can do is send your money to go out there and fight. Ladies and gentlemen, you can send your money to go out there and fight. So please, wherever you are, I see a fundraiser going round, making rounds for Bui warriors and Ngok Tunja fighters, the fighters of General No Pity. Please let us support these boys. They're putting their necks out there on our behalf. And if we cannot support them, we are not being grateful. Again, if we cannot support these boys in Bui and in Ngok Tunja, we are not being grateful. So please, I see there is a fundraiser going on, making the rounds on the social media. Let us all chip in something to support these our fighters so they can understand that indeed we appreciate them. Look for that list and contribute in support the Ngok Tunja fundraiser and Bui fundraiser, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'm waiting for you in one more minute. I will start with the monologue. Yes, in 1 more minute, I will start with the monologue. So please, I'm waiting for you. For those of you watching on Facebook, hit that share button quickly. This is very, very revealing. What I'm about to bring to you, again, is very, very revealing, and let us get as many people as possible to join the social media platforms. And thank you for that. So that is what we're going to be talking about. We want to know also what is going on there and the attacks going on in Inwa by the Imbororos. And we have somebody who has details of what is going on there to furnish us. It is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. La République du Cameroon is sponsoring this war on their side from all angles. Who knew that they can sponsor Imbororos? I learned they are coming all the way from northern Nigeria to attack our restoration forces up in Enwa. And many civilians have escaped with their lives into refugee camps in Nigeria. And many have taken off displaced positions around that community. So we are going to find out what is going on there in this presentation. Please go ahead, hit your share button, as I will waste no more time. To bring you the presentation. I am hoping to get Bishop John Egiawang to join me. Bishop John Egiawang, of course, is the defense secretary here at the interim government. So please, I am hoping to get him online to give us some details about this presentation that I am about to bring to you. Why I do so, please again continue hitting your share button. Again, continue hitting your share button, as this is very educative, very educative and informative. And after this, if time permits, I will open the phone lines to take your calls, particularly on this subject that I bring to you. So please, you go ahead and you hit your share button. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, on behalf of the interim government, I come to you to acknowledge all your calls and inquiries and concerns about the state of our independent restoration crusade. Many of you are asking, where are we? Where is the struggle at this moment? What strides are we making, if any? What is the forecast for the days ahead, the weeks and the months ahead? Some of you really want to know whether we are winning or not, and whether we will win the war. I will provide you with answers in this presentation. The answers to all of the above are in the affirmative. La République du Cameroon in the last 3 months carried out a PR campaign aimed at decimating and completely defeating our restoration forces, and to go with reconstruction. We heard from Paul Atanganji and their news media statements such as, Paul Biya has won the war, a war they have never ever acknowledged in the first place. The public campaign of a non-existent victory is being perpetrated or carried out to demoralize all of you on ground zero, but most particularly our brave and courageous restoration fighters. If anyone can call any loser in this war at this moment, fellow Ambazonians, that loser is La République du Cameroon. Here is a sovereign nation with all the money you can imagine, and with a trained army, plus their foreign military experts or advisors. Yet, they have not been able to defeat what we call a tattered army, hastily put together without any preparations to defend our country, Ambazonia. I'm here talking about the Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Our fighters took up arms against La République du Cameroon without any warning. They were ill-prepared. In fact, I should rather say they didn't even exist. That La République du Cameroon has spent close to 5 years earth-scorching from one county to another, and from one local government to another in our territory, and without victory inside. Is victory that only our side should celebrate. We have denied La République du Cameroon victory in Bui, in Libialem, in Ngok, in Momo, Donga Manchung, in Manyu, in Meme, and you can name the rest. In recent weeks, we have seen their army falling like flies, in their equipment decimated in its numbers, thanks to our resilient fighters. When La République du Cameroon cannot win at the battlefront, ladies and gentlemen, they resort to media propaganda. They kill our people as in Esau-Ata, Bui, Ngok, Batebo, then turn around to put it on our restoration forces, hoping that the international community buys it and declares all of us terrorists. That too is another front they are losing woefully. Another ploy of theirs has been to go into communities, gather a handful of civilians, as we saw in the case of one deplorable Estella, a member of their parliament, to try to convince the community to resist our struggle and to resist our restoration fighters. Another phenomenon they are embarking on today is to pay a few community loyalists in various LGAs to gather people in the community and to appeal to their consciences to revolt against the Ambazonia restoration fighters. These two have failed. Last year, the interim government launched the war draft. Each county was able to raise a substantial amounts of money to use for the prosecution of the war. Not all counties and LGAs are yet experiencing the kind of impact that the draft expected, but we are beginning to see some impact in quite a number of them. The calls for AKs are dying down. Many fighters have transitioned from then guns to automatic rifles, in spite of the fact that the Republic du Cameroon has tried at all costs to stop the importation of the armor. Supplemental to the AKs is the ingenuity of our fighters to develop their own stupendous armor that continues to cause tremendous damage on the enemy forces and their equipment. Counties that seem to have weakened are working on reviving stamina, and procurement of pro-combat armor is also on the way. The interim government continues to hatch strategy aimed at combating all forms of abductions and ransom takings by Atanganji boys and some rook fighters of ours. The interim government will never back a fighter who gets into the habit of harassing and taking of ransom from civilians. It is not their prescription, their job prescription, and we will fight it. There will be no mercy for any fighter arrested stealing, arresting people, or intimidating them to get a ransom. No one fighter should want to add to the pains of already suffering people on ground zero, many of whom are IDPs. The interim government will fight against such. With all these, ladies and gentlemen, let me assure you today that the state of our restoration struggle remains as strong as ever before. La République du Cameroon has never seen herself pushed back as they currently are from international diplomatic efforts. From the USA to the United Kingdom, Germany, Canada, Switzerland, Norway, amongst others, diplomatic pressure continues to mount on La République du Cameroon with real threats of international sanctions against the regime in Yaoundé for the first time. In spite of our military strength, which we are certain can only continue to thrive, the interim government and partners at ARC remain ever ready to meet with La République du Cameroon at the dialogue table. We will continue to buy more armor to defend our territory and protect our people for as long as La République du Cameroon sees no need, in no urgency for a negotiated settlement to this conflict. Ambazonians, at this moment, we would like you to prepare your minds for a long-drawn war. The 2 cubes of sugar are taking longer than anticipated to dissolve, I guess. And did I say dissolve? There is no dissolution. It is not in our vocabulary. Only one word, victory. Victory is in our vocabulary. Yes, we are well able to win this war, and we will win. All we ask of you, especially those of you on ground zero, in refugee camps and in displaced settlements, is endurance, patience, and faith in God. If others like the Sudan's made it, we are better placed to make it too. Now, let me bring to your attention the security threat that we face at this point in the struggle. It is a serious danger, and it could very well determine how long we fight this war. Unfortunately, it is coming from a group that has claimed all along that it is fighting alongside us in this war. This narrative is quite important and should be taken seriously, especially by proponents of collaboration and unity. People who think it is possible to work together, even with such a huge gulf that separates this interim government from this particular group. I am talking about the group belonging to Cho Ayaba. Fellow Ambazonians, take it from me. We have much evidence, enough to come to you to disclose using official channels, that the ADF isn't part of the fighting force for our struggle. The ADF is a proxy force whose mission has been defined to roam the territory, gather information about our fighters, and hand it over to La République du Cameroon soldiers to use for subsequent attacks against us. Big lots of money have changed hands between Cho Ayaba and the Bias regime. Arms shipments have been intercepted in Fakor being shipped to ADF fighters, ladies and gentlemen. On this occasion, the Cameroon soldiers or officer who intercepted the shipment was instructed from hierarchy to let the shipment go with a disclosure about where the arms were heading to or were coming from and were heading to. It will surprise you to know that Cho Ayaba has been to La République du Cameroon two times recently. During these trips, deals were brokered with La République du Cameroon. Some of his collaborators, like Sheikh Kavi, have only been on ground zero as long as a week ago. In fact, his latest visit isn't even, again, it's just about a week. Can you imagine Dr. Sangwe Ekomesako going to ground zero and returning to America? Or any of us in the front lines traveling to ground zero and being able to return without arrest or assassination from that damn country? Yesterday, Sunday, March the 7th, the AGC of Cho Ayaba held a Zoom meeting within themselves, which was presided over by no one else than Ayaba. Present in that meeting, among others, were of course Ayaba himself, Sheikh Kavi Pascal Kiki. They also had Tapang Ivo, Vivian Bagui, and some of their fighters in attendance. The agenda of the meeting centered on what they describe as strategies to cripple the interim government. One of the strategies, they said, will be to target all renowned, all the strongest of our restoration fighters, set them up, and then hand them over to La République du Cameroon soldiers so they can go and kill them. They have also strategized to destabilize every strong interim government base. That's why we see them making propaganda about being in Libya, being in Ngok, being in Fako, and all over. They have big sponsors based in La République du Cameroon. They also agree that they will get the interim government do all the fighting, and they will come from behind and take credit for every battle. During the meeting, they said their biggest enemy is ABC, Dr. Sako, and Chris Anu. They plan to do all to bring these down, bring them down. They have contracted with La République du Cameroon to be targeting our strongest generals for elimination. And lots of money, again, has changed hands between Yaoundé and Cho Ayaba, and we know this for sure. With this in mind, we want to pass a stern warning to all our restoration fighters, particularly the generals and the commanders, to stay away from every call for unity from a rook fighter on the ground. They want to lure you into their net with these fake calls, and before you know it, you are killed or handed over to La République. Stay away from the ADF. Stay away from anything Cho Ayaba. Deny any appeals for peace and collaboration from them. And take it from today that they are not fighting. They are not fighting the same cause with you. They are not friends. They are enemies and should be treated as such. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the monologue. That is my presentation. I want to hope that if you are watching from ground zero, you got the news. The state of our revolution is very, very strong. We are not looking back. We are making gains. They may be small gains, but we will surely get there, ladies and gentlemen. But while we'll proceed, it is very, very important that every one of you on ground zero take note of this revelation that I just brought to you, that the Agovc and the ADF with Cho Ayaba, they are not part of this restoration struggle. They are enemies. They are partners to the enemy. Again, Ayaba Cho has been on ground zero at least on 2 occasions that we are aware of. And during those 2 visits, Ayaba Cho has brokered deals. He has brokered deals with La République du Cameroon. We also know that only as soon as a week ago, one of his collaborators, very close collaborators, Sheikh Kavi, was on the ground. Just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if Dr. Sangwe Ekomesako can be at liberty to go to ground zero, stay there, visit all these people, and come back unarrested or without being maybe assassinated. Just imagine, can Chris Anu get to ground zero, return to the USA without some attack or maybe an attempted assassination? Is that possible? Ladies and gentlemen, but not only that, as I stated in that monologue, at least we know that on one occasion, a French Cameroon shipment was intercepted in Mutengene precisely. And the officer who intercepted that shipment was made to understand as a filter to us through intelligence, a filter to us that that shipment was heading to the ADF camp. A phone call was made to Yaoundé, to the person responsible for the shipment, and it happened to be one of their big generals. And he instructed the officer who intercepted the equipment in Mutengene to allow it to go, and it was made clear it was going to ADF. That we know so well. We also know, ladies and gentlemen, that the ADF in collaboration with La République du Cameroon killed Ayafo Florence. The ADF in collaboration with La République du Cameroon killed, ladies and gentlemen, killed Ayafo Florence. We got the news that, we got the intelligence that Ayafo Florence was working for the prison in Bamenda. And he was being kind and generous to all our detainees in the Bamenda prison. And they didn't know how to get rid of him. She was reported to the governor of the of that city. They call him Lela Frick. And they hatched a plot They hatched a plot to kill her, to eliminate her. And how they had to do that was to get the SDF use some of their own to carry out the assassination while Ayafo Florence was attending a funeral. In fact, that funeral, she was being sent to that funeral from the prison by the prison authorities in Bamenda, and they get the ADF to waylay that bus on the road and make sure they picked only her. They picked only Ayafa Florence and they assassinated her. Now the ADF also worked with the La République du Cameroon government. You will recall that at the moment the ADF came out and paraded some 3 figures that supposedly were the killers of Ayafa Florence. Listen to this revelation, ladies and gentlemen. Those supposed 3 killers that the ADF paraded were then handed to La République du Cameroon. They were taken to Douala. In Douala, they were let go, while La République du Cameroon went to Douala and picked up 2 innocent Ambazonians. 2 innocent Ambazonians. They picked them up, took them to Yaoundé. They died. They died. We have their names. We have their names, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the ADF is doing. Now, their plot is to serve as a proxy to La République du Cameroon. They are out there calling for peace, calling for unity, calling for collaboration. Anybody that wants us to work together, you will not start from ground zero. You will start at the level of this interim government. If Cho Ayaba wants to work with this interim government, pick the phone and call Dr. Samuel Sako. That is where to start. That is the only way to start. Not some form of collaboration with some fighters on ground zero. We will not let that happen. We will not let that happen. And we are speaking to every fighter on ground zero. Do not be in the temptation of wanting to take any call or reveal your location to any ADF so-called fighter. We see them parading themselves around with a so-called takeover, or is it restoration? What do they call it? Is it takeover force? They are parading themselves, concocting videos all over the place. They want you to believe they are in the BLM. I challenge you to tell us where you are in the BLM, precisely where you are in the BLM. They are parading themselves, getting arms, supply of arms from La République du Cameroon army, parading themselves around as if they just bought arms. They have not just bought arms, they are parading arms taken or given them from La République du Cameroon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very important. Ground zero, take note of this information that I bring to you. Do not entertain anything on ground zero as the ADF. They are a danger. They are La République du Cameroon in disguise. They are not defending you. They are not fighting for you. In fact, I would love you to ask them, ever since this war began, I would like you to continue to ask the question, ADF, show us your battlegrounds. Show us your battlegrounds. Where are you fighting? Show us the battles you have won, or just those who have fought. They cannot present one. They cannot present one. What they are good at, ladies and gentlemen, what they are good at is propaganda. Propaganda. They have a great army. They have a great army on the social media, and they are doing a good job. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, it is time every Ambazonian stands up to that nonsense. It is time every Ambazonian stands up to that nonsense. And if you are out there putting money in the hands of Cho Ayaba or their group, of course, I know that very few Ambazonians, they do so. Their money is coming in from La République du Cameroon. Their money is coming in from La République du Cameroon. So fellow Ambazonians, La République du Cameroon is building these coalitions with Cho Ayaba, with Kondenge IG, so that when we get to the negotiation table, they can have partners. They can have partners. They can continue to say Ambazonians are so divided. Ambazonians are not together. I wish that none of you buys that argument. I wish, again, get me right, none of you should go for that argument. It is a setup. It is a setup coming from La République du Cameroon, and we must all stand up to it. We are not going to bow down or say unite with people whom we know are not on our side. Absolutely not. We will not do that. I will never be part of that. You have to join us. You want us to collaborate. You want us to unite. Let's talk. Let's talk. Come and let's talk. And let's work together. But you will not be on the side of La République du Cameroon and think that you can also be on our side at the same time. Fellow Ambazonians, listen to me. Again, this is very, very critical, especially for you on ground zero. We will not entertain anybody joining or aligning with La République du Cameroon to go out for negotiations will be considered a unitarist or a federalist. As far as this struggle is concerned, there are only two sides. We have chosen our side. You know our side. Our side is complete, total independence. Nothing, and I mean nothing short of that. Anyone else who cannot align with us, who cannot collaborate with us, but who wants to kill our people, and then they can go out with the argument that, oh, we are so united. It's a false argument. It's a false argument, and we will never bow to any form of pressure in the name of collaboration, unity, to work with people whom we know are a proxy to La République du Cameroon. That is not going to happen at this interim government, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very important. Very, very important. We have no doubt. We have no doubt. This interim government holds the knife and the yam as far as a solution to this conflict is concerned. If La République du Cameroon thinks they can go to the negotiation table with Cho Ayaba, with Sissoko, Ayok Tabi, let them go and prefer a solution, and let us see. Hello? Let them go and prefer a lasting solution, and let us see. There is no way, I want all of you to understand, there is no way that La République du Cameroon can reach a settlement without this interim government. There is just no way. Let them keep on going round and making circles. They will fail, and they will turn around to sit on the table with us because they have no choice. If they care, let them put together all the coalition of surrenders and see whether any settlement works. We hold a knife, we hold a yam as far as a solution to this conflict is concerned. And we want all Ambazonians out there, please hold your ground. Hold your ground. Do not be discouraged. Do not be disgruntled. Do not be impatient. We will get there. It may take long because of people like Cho Ayaba and Ayok Tabis, but I can assure you we will get there. They can never, ever ignore the might of this interim government. That is it. Now, I'm trying to get Bishop John Egiawan to join me with some commentary on this subject, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can get him to join me here on the line. Again, I cannot emphasize this enough to all our restoration fighters on ground zero. Shun every cause. Shun every cause for unity from rook fighters from the ADF. They do not mean what they are doing. They're trying to set you up to kill you. And we say, do not give him, do not fall into that trap. Your life will be over. Definitely cannot get Bishop John to join me, but let me get to New York, where I can get the chairman, the spokesperson for the for the Ambazonia restoration fighters. Let me get to New York, where I can talk to the chairman of the Ambazonia restoration fighters, and let us see if he can update us with what is going on. What is going on in the Bui? What is going on in Bui? Okay. All right. Hello, comrade.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We are live now, and I just thought to get some updates from you as per what is going on, the situation in Bui, in Goketunjia, and if possible, Donga Mantung. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Secretary Chris. Can you hear me?
I can hear you 5 on 5, sir. Go on.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. You were breaking up a little bit.
Okay, I was saying I would like you to give us an update as per what is going on with the events in Bui, Donga, Mantung, and Ngo Ketunjia, with the battles launched there over the, last week by La République du Cameroon. What else? What new do we know?
All right, thank you, Secretary Chris. The situation is under control. Like I said last week, the Amazonia Restoration Forces of Bui, which are the Bui warriors, and the Amazonia Restoration Forces of Ngokutunja, and of course those of in Donga Mountain are working hand in glove to make sure they stop La République du Cameroon invasion into our territory. We have so far tried to stop them completely, and actually we are going after them, and they are not going after our people. But as usual, La République will always sneak around to go after civilians and pretend they are going after our Amazonia Restoration Forces. We are up to the task. We are assuring the Amazonian people that the Restoration Forces will defeat we have already defeated La République du Cameroon, and we will continue to secure our victory till the world come to an end. We are not going to lay down our arms, but we will make sure to flush out La République du Cameroon from our territory once and for all.
Wonderful. Have there been any casualties?
As of now, we haven't recorded any casualties on our side, but I know the attack on La République du Cameroon a few days ago, the score was 5-0. 5 terrorists La République du Cameroon soldiers were deleted swiftly by the Bui warriors, and Donga Mountain, the Amazonia Restoration Forces of Donga Mountain are advancing, and Gokutunja is also closing on the other side to squeeze them out of Bui.
Do we know approximately how many La République soldiers are up there in Bui in particular?
From an inner intelligence, we know they have about 1,000 of them, more than 1,000 of them in Bui. We have more than 1,000 also in Donga Mountain, and we equally have about 1,000 in Ngokutunja County.
1,000 in Ngoketunjia and another 1,000 in Bui.
Yes.
Okay. For how long have they been in there? Is it 2 weeks or 1 week?
It's about a week and a half.
Okay, and we have not registered any casualty?
Not yet. We are guerrilla fighters. Any casualties you see La République present on social media as civilian, any casualties, these are our loved one that La République go after them and kill them at night and claim they are Amazonia Restoration Forces. We know that happened in Bui last week, but as of now that I'm speaking, we haven't heard of any. But our fighters are standing up tall and strong And I'm telling La Republic of Cameroon, we are up to the task. The only way out for La Republic of Cameroon is to come to the negotiation table. I'm telling Dictator Biya, this war is above him. We will stand up tall and strong forever. There's no way to back down. Amazonian people must be courageous enough to take their victory into their own hands, to take their own destiny into their own hands. Dictator Biya is not going to dictate to us what we should and how we should manage our country.
Now, we have also learned of severe attacks in Nwa. I think Nwa is in Dongamantung, am I correct?
Say that again.
We have also learned of attacks on civilians up in Nwa. Nwa is in Dongamantung, am I correct?
Correct.
Now, what do you know of that situation? Because there are allegations that these Mbororos who are in there attacking our people are coming from northern Nigeria. Have you been able to confirm that?
That story is true. These Mororo people, this Fulani, we want to extend our greetings to the Mororo community. I am greeting the Mororo community if they are listening to me. Bismillah Rahmani Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. We have been living as brothers, we have been living as sisters, we have been living as one people in one community. What we know of La Republic of Cameroon is divide and conquer. They will come into a community, divide a community, put two communities in a loggerhead for them to fight so that they can exploit us. The Fulani community committed, together with La Republic of Cameroon terrorists, committed gross human rights atrocity in Gabon few months back, and they are using them again to come after our civilian, and we are telling the international community, and we are telling the Fulani community, we are not fighting against the Fulani community, we are fighting against La Republic of Cameroon. If the war is above La Republic of Cameroon, if they cannot continue to fight us, the Amazonian Restoration Forces, they should stop using civilian to go after other civilian. La Republic of Cameroon have brought in Fulani fighters from Nigeria to fight our community, to fight the civilian, to kill civilian. But I want to assure everyone, the Amazonian Restoration Forces of Ndonga Mountain will go after them very viciously and, of course, very aggressively.
All right, Comrade Lagmi, thank you for the update. Please stay on top of the story. Let's get the developments as the week goes on.
Thank you, Secretary Chris.
Thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me take you now to somebody who has the Nwa story and get some updates from there. Hello, comrade, sir.
Hello, Sir Chris.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, salute.
Thank you. Now, tell us, what is the situation in Nwa as far as civilians are concerned?
Today, so that people don't come for village from court. They come up for money time. They become plenty. They 15 bororo the way they join the one for Nigeria and so one for Cameroon. That one the way we go for Ngarbo. So some of them come join. They meet up. We humiliate them. They come attack with village from court. They drive people, they kill. I mean, one plenty people, more than 20 people be wounded. So when they don't come out, go now for bush.
And that was just today.
Today, they come now today, so more than 20. They become two for machine. They get a baby gun them, which is so one them for horse, and they will get military for Cameroon with the uniform. They deal with them.
Also, they are wearing. They are seen putting on Cameroon Army uniform.
Cameroon Army uniform, Cameroon soldier be there with them, and then later on with the AK, they will carry plenty, two for machine. So when they will do for horse, they come attack a village from court. And now number more than 10 villages where they don't attack since last week. The whole last week they don't attack the villages. Now this weekend we would get tension. Sometimes they will get break. They don't get break. They will attack Nya, they attack Ntong, they attack Gom village, they attack Mbeb, they attack Mkot, they attack Kom, Between Adere, they attack Farm and Kwaja. They lose all these villages. They don't attack Bon house there for all the villages. They will kill more than 10 people last week.
When did this incursion begin, and have you been able to establish that these Mbororos are coming in from northern Nigeria?
They get this Fulani them for northern Nigeria. Where did they come? Their own Mororo talk is different with the Mororo talk for the one we did for one. So with the other own Mororo talk they different, and they join with that Mororo talk for one. They join all. They come out from Nigeria because that was the one come out with the years some people, so country people what they did for Nigeria. They tell we before they come, so they tell some they say Moro they cross plenty for Cameroon. There was some people then come out run so what the way they know be here, they don't. The 1 year they come into them. So they come out, they cross for Nigeria for Gembu, for Kakara and for Ngoroje before they enter for inside Cameroon.
So far, do we know the estimated number of casualties in Nwa?
People, they want to kill them only last week, more than 10 people. And they did now, so we don't know, today, so we don't know how many could die because people, they run to go for bush, to wound them plenty. Last week, some men said they don't broke him up, so we carry and go for Nigeria, for Gembu, for hospital, because we know before one comes to come back to Cameroon, before you want to do Moro, they could kill you for road.
Do we have ARFs in Nwa?
We get restoration forces from where they try their own, but they don't get they don't fit for meet of these people because we get 20 boys they made. They get stick them like plenty. Even if they get plenty stick them, what will happen? I say we not feel come out when they will start to tip now cow first. Make sure we don't get money. They thief cow them. So one uncle, they don't thief cow for you. He come out for go report for gendarmerie for commandant. He want go reach for the commandant tell you say he cow not there for day. You want to pass for backside. You see 3 of your cow. They want to be 25 cow. You see 3 of your cow for commandant.
He want pass for backside for where? For gendarme barrack.
For gendarmerie, for office for moi. They carry you go and say they want go lucky. You want they want pass you for backside for go enter. You see 3 cow them where they tire, where they come for can report.
So he go gendarmerie brigade for report say your cows they don't lost, but he go they catch you for locking up. And why the one locking up? You see your cows and they there for the backside.
You see 3 cow them for the backside where they don't tire. I would be TV more than 25 cow. So now the question
so you mean say gendarmes them they participate for this invasion or what?
They share with the gendarme them. They share with the police them. They keep that cow. They share with police them. So what you happen?
Hold on there. Let's get it. Let's get this in the surgical way. So what do you talk now? Say these Mbororos they come in. They attack these people, steal their cows, and they share it with gendarmes.
They share with the gendarme, with the seller. So one they will kill them, so one they will sell them or can't give them money. So one they take the cow, safe, put them. Like in this one for commandant, who can see them. How they don't catch them? The commandant take that uncle, lock them for inside house. The one me for evening, he move you will not see that cow again. He don't see that cow. They tell you may go bring that cow away with the for Basaya, who's the cow, they don't call it people, they can't take for cow. So the insect holy again. For Tika say you cow you see me see I'm collecting our cow this.
That is unbelievable. Now,
wait will they happen and say how they don't kill kids for some village, them don't burn like for them for inside Bui. They don't finish all country people where they were there from Bui for quarter from them. They drive them for that quarter. Now they don't go bring them for Nigeria. They can't sit down for them. They stay now for them. All the village where they don't burn them, they don't drive people for that land. They go bring people for Nigeria. I mean, they can't stay for them. They tell that people for Nigeria, that Mororo for Nigeria say, and this one now the land where they go give them, they stay for them. They put their cow. So they move for country people who go bring the Mororo.
I want to be sure about this. How when I sabi say this Mbororo now Nwa has Mbororo population, right?
I don't talk say Mbororo population.
So I really want to be sure. How when I know say this other Mbororo them where they invade the place, they come from Nigeria.
Now they join. I don't talk say Mororo talk for Nigeria. They different from Mororo talk for Cameroon.
Okay. So now hold on. Wait in Bororo them where when I know say they be original in them. Wait did they talk or what did they do with this invasion?
Now them they go bring that people with them. Now then they go join their brother them. Like last week they talk like say they can't finish their country for them. Even Mororo for Nigeria can't quick. Even though we said they could finish all Mororo for Cameroon. Now when they talk like when they kill we, they talk like say they go finish them. Make and they go new people they come again plenty because they fear say they go finish Mororo them. So they can't add again number for the one with the video already.
Do we know how many people have been displaced because of this attack?
I don't talk say more than 10 villages when they don't burn them. More than 10 villages already.
10 villages?
In the last 2 weeks, they don't. So people don't come out. So one day they go for Atta. So one day they go for Bakil. So one day they go for Magba. So one day go now for Nigeria plenty. So we don't know which side they go. So one day come out, come that side for look.
And you have said that for this community, you get gendarmes, you get a lot of public police. Apparently, they are not doing anything.
They help them. How they go do something when they talk say when they can't kill we take we land then sit down for them became put cow.
They don't burn any houses.
Today they don't burn more than 50 houses from top. I mean from court. They don't burn more than 50 houses from court. We get more than 10 villages where they don't burn house for they all. Last week, United Nations come out say they come hello with people. The one card this one, government deny say they no go.
The United Nations, but they come from where?
They say they come out for Bamenda or for Yaoundé. We don't know. They say we don't see them come. They say the one can see with village, one can visit with people. They don't reach from one government deny say they no go. They rule no fine. They say they must go. They can't reach only from them. Come on, go back. So they don't even reach for village where they don't burn out all. They go back. They don't sleep.
When was that?
That one may be Thursday for last week.
Since then, when I don't try for contact them.
The number not the pass. We don't get number for them. They will give you number, not the pass.
All right. Thank you very much. What you wanna check say interim government fit do for this situation?
What also may interim government help join money, give even with boy them what them get the small one where they get. If they feel buy them, gun them. If they feel give them even only bullet, make them the different way because we not get place to go now. They don't burn all the house. We want to say maybe we boy them. We not feel live for land because now for they burn we go go. When interim government help we give a gun, give a stick them, we boy them go fight.
Okay, all right. Comrade, thank you for the information. Please stay on top of it. We will come back to you in the course of the week to get some updates. I hope that Ndonga Mantung County is listening and is following up what is going on. in their community, and they are. I think this is a moment that Ndonga Mantung County administrators should focus on taking care of the situation in Nwa, because that is in their community. Of course, I believe if the IG is able, they will do everything to support logistically and financially, but it is incumbent upon the county admins to immediately try to arrest the situation before the IG comes in, because the wheels of the government, they say they grind very slowly. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chris.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will have the phone lines open. If you have a contribution or an idea, a suggestion, a question from my presentation, the phone lines will be open. But before you do so, please make sure that the volume of your set is turned down. Make sure that the volume of your set is tuned down before you go ahead and call. Again, make sure the volume of your set is tuned down before you call. Most of you have the number out there, and most of you have the number out there. Please go ahead, make your phone call, and I am here to take those calls and answer your question. Okay, I get this first caller here, Nelson Ochiba. Hello, sir.
Hello, Secretary Chris. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good to hear your voice. What is in your mind?
Yes, I want to send message straight for Ground Zero. Say, where we there for year, the root cause for this matter, and I say they not be decolonized we in a proper way, and therefore, now international matter, no country for Africa don't give independence for any country. Now the reason why we endorse the Swiss talk will be backed by United Nations, by the colonialists, them where they be colonized we. So if any person did talk say, me they go now for Africa or go talk now with La Republic, it means that person now a unionist. So now for team that I want to tell them say, La Republic it not be sincere. They started destroy with institution, they destroy everything from 1961. So they destroy with parliament, destroy with capital, destroy everything. But today they want claim say they want make reconstruction. Then they can't stand now for 2016. They go build small house for here, build this small house for here. Who side the parliament will we get them? Who side will capital will we get them? And all those things them. And Bazuna people get for no say. We don't always tell La Republic say we don't get any union treaty of union with them. And that one is be strong for our case. But now we don't be for war. We don't be for war, we get for support the war financially, we get for do everything possible, because if we make error, La Republic, it will defeat we for war, and when they defeat for war, being say we'll be like a conquered people. That is the reason why we not feel collaborate with anybody when it be against the Swiss talks, when it be against the interim government, when it be against our own institutions. That to me, Ground Zero, again for understand, say now so again for be. I know we take time plenty, at time when I plenty, meet people and the whole I'm tight. And the pressure where when I see people they can't cry for collaboration, and yet they go talk with La Republic. When they still can't cry, so when I know the international community don't hold La Republic for a place where we're not there for you for breathe. So now we get for ignore those people, especially people the way they be free, where they never get insights or conditions with La Republic. Now you get for do the right thing for free, those the way they did for prison, and the other people that because the position where they take, and because La Republic don't hold them tight for some position. So you have to do the right thing. Thank you plenty, now UN. All
right, thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. This is very important for Ground Zero, particularly in Bamenda, where, let me get this caller first before I bring that line of thought. Okay, let me see. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Finland.
Okay. What is in your mind, sir?
Yeah, actually, I want to talk directly for people there for ground zero.
Okay.
I believe, they don't over-educate people there for ground zero. They know who they're there for this struggle and who they're not there for this struggle. Because at times, when we talk of this ADF, we throw Ayaba. Some of them, they not learn a lesson. We don't talk for them, say, make them move their head, their foot for this man. This man not there for struggle. We don't beg them tire. But most of them, they not share. We don't beg them tire. And then see all the atrocity, the way this man with the group did to him. So it don't be now so funny. I think we don't to overgive the education for people them for ground zero. By now they're supposed to know people they real for this struggle and people they know they real for this struggle. Make them come out to open their voice to condemn all this thing. Make them know that she don't quiet. Make them know that she don't quiet. Make them condemn all these atrocities the way ADF did one. Make them know that she don't quiet like that. Because now them get the will and the power more than us who they for the diaspora. So when they condemn which way the ADF did one, it will be stronger than which way we did one. Let them forget all these propaganda way they do because now them being the first people for condemn all those things. If we don't educate them, we don't tell them, we don't give them all the events and situation the way this particular group did our own restoration forces, they know this. Then because by now, I be done supposed to do say ground zero, supposed to don't come. Let's see if for condemn this.
Well, thank you, comrade. I think nobody else could say it better. We have done our best in educating ground zero. We have done our best in educating ground zero to know exactly what the ADF is all about. Hold on, please. Hold on. We have done our best in educating ground zero to know exactly what the ADF stands for. And I don't think we can do it any more better. So please, they say a word to the wise is enough. Okay, that was a bad connection there. That was a bad connection there. Let me see here. Okay. Hello. Hello. That's a bad connection. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please, the phone lines are open. I will try to take as many of your calls as possible. And if you cannot get through to me, drop a message on the same number on WhatsApp and I will read it here. Hello, sir.
Yes, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you're calling, sir? You're calling from Cape Town, I guess.
Obviously.
Okay, thank you for the call. You have electricity in Kumbai tonight?
We have electricity, but the tactic that La Republic is using is that they are giving us very low voltage that our TVs cannot come on and our equipment cannot come on. So we are just barely surviving. And during the day, they will just cut off the light from the morning till maybe the next day. So that's a new tactics that they are using.
That is terrible. Well, thank you. How was Ghost Town in Kumba today?
No, the Ghost Town was very effective.
Wonderful. All right. What is in your mind, sir?
Okay, I just want to talk to the people of Bui to warn them about Sheikh Kavi that you just talked about.
Okay.
You know, many people up there are still believing that ADF is a genuine fighting group and all those kind of, stuff. But Sheikh Kavi is an agent. and he's working to confuse the mind of the people in Bui, because I have a lot of friends there, and they are communicating and telling me what the AGF actually doing.
Okay.
So the whole thing is that, I'm pleading with the Bui people to be careful with Sheikh Kavi. Yes. He's in short, I don't know exactly what I can describe him, but I'm just telling the people of Bui that they should be careful. Yes, because I have friends there, they feed me that the AGF is doing this. I will just tell them that no, they should be careful. That man is not working. And from what you revealed that he came to Bui last week, it's just a powerful revelation to me.
Yeah,
so this advice I'm giving to.
He was there just a week ago.
Yeah, so that is the advice I'm giving to my people in Bui.
All
and
right.
I just wish them that they should be courage and fight until they will defeat La Republic.
All right, thank you, and remain safe, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's see who is next here. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Can you turn down the volume of your TV, sir?
Hello?
Hello, can you first of all turn down the volume of your TV?
Yes, I've done that, sir. Are you getting me right away?
Okay, I can get you now. Where are you calling from, sir?
Okay, I'm calling from Kondo Titi. I'm the chairman LGA Kondo Titi, sir. Due to lack of network, we cannot get connect to you people. So our people really need, my boys. They really need something, the sticks, but they are not available. They are there in the number. They just, due to no stick. You see, those people think that we are surrendered, we are done this and that. And so my boys are even thinking that maybe you are connecting me so that you give me money that they are not seeing. So they are blaming me a lot. And last time I told you to make sure that connect me to my accounting head from Jan so that we can talk, so that these things can go very simply to my boys.
Are
so
you
up to now we cannot do anything.
Are you a restoration fighter?
I am the local government chairman for Kondo Titi, and at the same time, I'm also a fighter. That is the truth about it.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Listen. Send me a message. I will drop the call. You send me a message, and I will respond to you offline. Okay.
All right, sir.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Sir.
All right. Hello. Hello. Right, that's a bad connection. Right. Let's see who is next here. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Australia. Secretary Chris, I want just thank you for the beautiful presentation. I just want for chipping for also send a word to our people where they still listen for that lady they call her Mimi Mofe. That lady is actually helping ADF at the moment, and people that they keep an eye on where they do. Make they not listen to anything coming from Mimi Mofe. Make they not listen to anything coming from Mimi Mofe at this moment, because that's what La Republic wants her to be doing at the moment. So thank you very much, Secretary Chris. Keep up.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day, sir. All right. Let's see who else. Ground Zero calling. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling in from, please?
I'm calling from Ground Zero, reside in Northern Zone.
Okay, and what is your contribution, sir?
My contribution is that the people like Ayabacho and Rekato, they are like people that they are just making a distraction. So I believe that people like especially Rekato, what is killing that particular person is what we call pride. And when a person that have pride is so arrogant, maybe if you offend that person, it will just be as he will do something to overtake you. He will do something that you will to prove to you that nobody cannot touch him. So what I've encouraged all the people from Ground Zero is that they should keep on be strong, because we know that truth never fails. Anything that God is involved, then whether you are lying, liar or whatsoever, but truth at last never be a loser. So I believe that people in Southern Cameroon, Amazonia, by the grace of God, they will have that victory, because we know that our God is a chief judge. God do not judge anything that is false. God always give anything that is right to the right person. That is my contribution.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the call. So I appreciate it. Have a great day, sir. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I was expecting Bishop John Egiawan of the Department of Defense here at the interim government to join me. I didn't get him earlier, but right now I am joined by Bishop John Egiawan. Bishop John, sir, apparently I don't think you were able to listen to my presentation about what the ADF and Cho Ayaba, they are scheming to do out there. They have essentially become the proxy out there on Ground Zero for La République du Cameroun. And their plans are to claim every battle that Ambazonia Restoration Forces carry out against La République du Cameroun. We are now certain that La République du Cameroun is also supplying arms to the ADF. In fact, we are aware that a shipment of arms was intercepted in Fako not too long ago, and the shipments were geared for the ADF. We are also very aware of the connection between the governor in Bamenda, the killing of Florence Ayafo, and the ADF, and the arrest of two guys in Douala who were eventually killed in Yaoundé, and the killers of Ayafo Florence are still alive. We also know they have said ABC, Dr. Sako, Chris Anu are the most threat that they have, and they are also now, as you know, calling for unity, collaboration, asking for our fighters on Ground Zero to work with them, whereas we know it is all a ploy to hand over our fighters to La République du Cameroun. Bishop John, you know more than this. Please go ahead, tell us what you already know.
Thank you very much, Secretary Chris, and greet everybody. Sorry, I was not able to join you when you called me. Secretary Chris, for those who are paying attention to this struggle, they should know very well that ADF does not fight La République du Cameroun. ADF fight La République du Cameroun. What ADF does is they connive with La République du Cameroun and set up our ARF. And we know of many cases where ADF has attacked our ARF and massacred them or killed them. So we know that, and it is no secret that ADF has been getting weapons from La République. For those who don't know, ADF is not fighting this war. They just want that, and La République is using ADF like a proxy to destabilize this struggle. And they are using ADF as a tool to show the international community that look, Ambazonians are divided. We cannot consider ourselves as one when ADF is working for La Republique and they have their own agenda that is completely different from what we are fighting for. Yes, like all the instances that you have quoted, you've seen that most of the death of our ARF has been caused by the ADF, and sometimes the ADF set our commanders up and then lead La Republique to where our people are. Now, if anybody is going to make peace with ADF, just know that that person is about to die. When ADF comes and they say they want to make peace with you, when they make peace with you, you will lower your guard. When you lower your guard, that's when they take you out and they set you up to be killed by La Republique. So we cannot trust ADF. These are people that are planning that only after when we get to Boya, that's when they are going to show force. Anybody who is supporting ADF, we know that they are not truly for the revolution. I know that some people have been seriously deceived and they don't want to believe the truth. But it is what it is. Let them show me where ADF has fought La Republique anywhere. Show me for the past 2 years, where has ADF fought La Republique to Cameroon fighters besides ADF fighting our ARF?
Now, Bishop John, you are aware as well as myself that Cho Ayaba has been, we are aware now that Cho Ayaba has been on ground zero twice. And some of his collaborators like Sheikh Kavi, as we are learning. Imagine yourself, can you go to ground zero and return to the US? Can Dr. Sako go to ground zero or myself go to ground zero and return to the US? Isn't that evidence enough that Cho Ayaba is working together with the LRC, of course, besides the lump sums of money that we know?
Yes, Sir Chris, that is for true, and you know that ADF is an ally to La Republique, and La Republique will not attack ADF except it is an error, or except a situation where that particular person refused to comply or did not deliver what they.
Bishop John, we are having a bad network from your
What you are
end.
saying is true.
We are having a bad network from your end. I don't know whether you can hear me now.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Yes, sir. What I was saying is that it is very obvious that La Republique watches out for ADF and ADF watches out for La Republique. You know, like I'm telling you, sometimes what the ADF will do is they will go to an area where you have our ARF, and when La come, the ADF guys will just give way and La Republique will enter there and try to fight our guys, but they never confront La Republique, never. So it is very clear, and people who are believing that propaganda that they are making is their fault. I want to point out something, Sir Chris. Recently, we saw a video of the ADF training maybe about 45, 50 men that they call their special forces,
Right.
that they were training. And I saw people were just making noise. The people just all of a sudden forgotten about October 1st preparation. Do you remember the show of force by the Ambazonia Restoration Forces from every county and LGA? And even after 1 month, we were still getting videos that were coming in. So, Chris, I think you need to really compile all that and rebroadcast it sometime for people to see. So, ADF is no match to the Ambazonia Restoration support and help many things from La Republique du Cameroon.
Well, they have been practicing forever, right? Making Photoshops forever. That is not enough. We want to know exactly where their battles are taking place.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
Those who say the ADF is fighting this struggle, let them tell us where the ADF is fighting. Besides them fighting our Ambazonia Restoration Forces, where are they fighting?
Right.
How many La Republique are they killing? Besides kidnapping and arresting people, making money in all kind of dubious way. What else are they doing?
Absolutely. Well, Bishop John, thank you for the conversation. You have a great night, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's all that we have for you tonight. I want to believe you have a great night out there, and I hope to be back. I hope to be back sometime in the week. I can't say exactly when, but you can trust that when need be, I will be here. God bless you all. Once more, good night.
Fellow Ambazonians, dear countrymen, despite the hike in targeted summary execution of our innocent people by Paul Biya's killer squads, I still believe we are now at the twilight of our political daybreak, emptying the combined worth and wealth of a lifetime fortune into the country of our collective dream.
A place we can surely call home.
At last, my people, the wind of total liberation is sweeping through Amazonia, our priceless inheritance.
The land of our forebears.
A place we can surely call home.
A few years ago, a vicious dictator declared war on our sovereign nation of Amazonia. It is a war we did not seek nor provoke, but are determined to muster every strength we can harness and continue sending the message to our enemy that we have risen to call home.
We have paid dues for everything. We pay tax for goods we buy. We pay fuel in our cars. We pay hospital bills and the dues for all other sacrifices.
I can give all I have for the one hope that I have.
Because I hate myself, I'm actually proudly Amazonian. What about you?
Let's get it straight. The freedom of Amazonia will not depend on the free will of her enemies.
Independence will be but days away if we get it right with our shared event.
My dear comrades,